In this tutorial, let's look to see how we can really improve the awareness of how we move around that lead side as we approach and move through impact, mainly the lead hip, the lead knee, the lead ankle, and then lead shoulder, scapula into that rib cage. So really looking at how we can improve the awareness of how we move through that lead side of our body through impact. I use pitching for almost resolving most movement imbalances. So I think pitching reveals much about many things, and typically when we pitch well, invariably we then can connect back to movement and vice versa. Often when we're moving poorly, that can really display and migrate into how we're pitching. So pitching for me can be really helpful at resolving many things, and certainly using a pitching movement within this environment to then really help how we can improve that interaction awareness of that lead foot and ankle, that lead knee and hip, that lead shoulder, rib cage, wrist through impact. So just with a wedge, only the most lofted wedge you have, essentially take the right foot behind the left foot. So essentially the right big toe is behind the left heel. With the right hand, if you're a right-handed player, invert this obviously for left-handed players, hand on the elbow. Just make a very small movement back so when the shaft is parallel. As you then move through, keeping that trail or right ankle completely downwards. So as you start to rotate through, allow the movement to come purely through rotation of the rib cage. So when you move into that kind of small half-finished position, in essence, the lead shoulder, lead wrist and hand, and lead club absolutely matched and symmetrically in line, rather than active through the wrist or overactive through the elbow, elevating through that shoulder. So once again, hand on the elbow, small backswing, keeping the trail ankle down, pure rotation through the rib cage, so we keep that nice connection through that right hand on the elbow, lead shoulder down, good connection through that lead foot, shoulder, wrist, club face in alignment. So all the movement comes through rotation of the rib cage rather than overactivity and excessive movement through, for example, shoulder, elbow, hand. So just now changing orientation, so pitch towards the actual camera, little backswing back, keeping that right foot behind that left foot, so the right big toe is behind the left heel. As we rotate through, keeping that thumb-hand connection between the arm and the rib cage, so the shoulders down, the hand and club face in alignment. Once you get very happy with that awareness, you can actually then try some very small chip and pitch shots, at best green side length, so really no more than say 10 paces through the air. Really the awareness of the movement comes through pure rotation of the rib cage, the shoulder sits down, the trail heel sits down, just to really increase the awareness of rotation with good control and connection through that lead foot. The lead shoulder sits down to then really reduce the activity through that lead wrist and hand. Once you've done that a handful of times, then almost move into normal four-swing start position, make some swings to finish, and then just start to connect back. How that little kind of pitching drill can then really influence our awareness and feel for how we move in and around that lead side during and post impact.